Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with my best friend Haley. We're going to be starting our own podcast soon. You heard it here first. And we just thought that we would kind of like initiate the podcast starting with this video, which is going to be talking about the Basketball Wives Orlando season and kind of just having some girl talk. Put your phone on silent.
I know.
Girl talk and kind of just covering a few things. And so yeah, let's just get into it.
Alright, so basically, I'm just going to ask MacKenzie a few questions that I've had in my head that I've been wanting to get her point of view on for a long time. She doesn't know what I'm about to ask. First thing, a lot of people want to know, how did Basketball Wives come about? Like, how did you get this opportunity? When did they come to you?
That's a good question. Basketball Wives originally hit me up in 2019. I was pregnant with Cece. I was still with my ex, the father of my two kids. We were living in Charlotte and they had contacted me on Instagram. I was like debating, I'm like, oh, I don't know, because I'm like super pregnant. And at this time, Basketball Wives Orlando didn't even exist. So I would have been on the LA show. So I said no. I turned it down. I turned the opportunity down. And I didn't think much of it. Almost 2 years later, I got contacted again, and this time they were saying, well, we're gonna do a new show. It's supposed to be the younger generation, like we want fresh faces. At the time, Dwayne was playing for the Magic, so they were like, you know, this is actually gonna be based in Orlando, so that's perfect, like you're a perfect fit. And I was like, well, honestly, like I just broke up with him. I'm still in Orlando, so if having a boyfriend matters, then you probably don't want me, but if it doesn't matter, I'm down.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. I was like, let me know. And they're like, well, we don't care about him. Like, we still want you, and we think you have an interesting story. And they went all the way back to like my YouTube. Like, obviously, if you're here and you're watching this video, you're one of my subscribers, and you know I've been doing YouTube for years. Like, before I had kids, that was my job. Like, I was a content creator. That's just what I was doing. So they just wanted to know about me and my story and my situation with my ex. When they were like, no, you don't have to have a man. It doesn't matter that you're not with your ex anymore. Like, we like your story. We want you. I was like, okay, perfect. I'm going to just take this leap of faith and do it then, because I was like, all right, I just left this relationship. I don't want to be financially dependent on him. Right. I knew I wanted to start my own business. So I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to start the process of being on my own, and I can provide for me and our children. And I slowly trying to get back into my YouTube, which I had been doing before I met him and before I had kids.
Basically just doing like what you want to do. Exactly. Doing what you love and not having to go to a 9-to-5 job every day. And I agree with that. And I feel like that's a good reason to want to do it. Other people's reasoning is...
And when we did the pilot too, it's like I didn't know anybody. I knew of them just from like producers telling me.
Like, how it worked was they filmed that pilot a year before, and then they kept getting like, oh, we're gonna start in September, we're gonna start this day, They got pushed back all the way to the next summer. Well, and then the LA show hit you up again.
Yeah,
I was telling her to do the LA show because Orlando didn't seem like it was gonna happen, even though I thought the Orlando one would be amazing, because the cast, to me, no matter what anybody thinks, like, these are girls that are lit and that got a lot of shit going on. Those were interesting and they're beautiful.
LA too, like, I was torn because once I knew Basketball Wives Orlando was for sure happening, LA was trying to get me at the same time. And our friend Montana, her husband plays in the NBA, they wanted both of us together. That was like the ultimatum. I'm like, if Montana says yes, then I'm gonna go to LA with her. If she says no, then I think I'm just gonna stick with Orlando. I told one of my producers about it, and he was like, that's like bogus. I'm saying something to them, like, don't try to come after my girls and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't want to be like torn in the middle, because it's like the same franchise, just different production companies. I just thought to myself, you know, it'd be nice to be in Orlando around women my age, instead of like being thrown into a group of friends that's already established, and I don't have my friend.
That would have been hard. What was it like dealing with somebody who constantly kept accusing you of something that wasn't true and constantly kept bringing you up and causing drama when you just wanted to live a peaceful zen life?
My soft girl
life.
Your
soft girl life.
The most frustrating thing about it is that it's lies. and I'm all about truth, and I'm the type of person, like, I will take accountability if I'm wrong, or if I did something messed up, I'm the first to be like, okay, yeah, I did it, now what, you know? So I think that's what was so hard, because it's like, this person is literally lying on me and said that she was gonna come into this space and lie and say that I was this side chick and whatever, because she was mad that, you know, her ex didn't tell her that he was seeing me and that we were gonna be on the same show together, which I get why she was mad, but
could have been handled differently.
Definitely could have been handled differently. Rashad and Danielle had been broken up for a whole year. I never talked to this man when he was in a relationship with this woman, point blank period, and here I am being accused of something that's just very horrible, something I've actually experienced. I would never do that to somebody else.
On national television.
Right.
It's just doing it in daily life. It's like, you can sweep that under the rug and who cares? She's telling to her people, like, but this is on national television, a storyline you have to deal with forever, honestly.
People can think what they want, like, whatever, but it just shows what type of person she is. It's like, you knew that wasn't true. You knew you've never been in a relationship with him and found anything on me being with him or talking to him while he was with you, but yet you're okay to come here and lie and basically try to destroy my character and my reputation because you're mad at him.
Yeah, that was the point of what she was trying to do.
Like, a lot of times when people are insecure and they're dealing with their own demons and skeletons in their closet, like, they deflect. Well, come to find out, our friend Lexi is friends with Rashad's college girlfriend. Her best friend saw that Lexi posted the show. Yeah. And was like, wow, like, they have your friend MacKenzie messed up. Lexi sent it to me and I'm just like, it is such a small world out here. So long story short, Rashad had a girlfriend in college and she DM'd me on Instagram and we just had like an hours long conversation. And come to find out, Danny was the side chick to her when she was in a relationship with Rashad.
You shouldn't have told me that. You shouldn't have told me that.
College. Here you are calling me a side chick when you are the original side chick. She just wants to label every woman as that because that's what she was. So it's just something that got revealed to me. I didn't need to go seeking.
Crazy to come on this show then and do all that, like.
Well, and to claim a 10-year relationship when no, you actually met him 10 years ago when he was 17 and you were like 22, 23.
Legality, baby.
Yeah.
That's illegal. I think you should look at, maybe not in Nevada. A lot of shit legal in Nevada. I don't know.
So basically, to break it down, Danny lied about me being a side chick.
She's the real side chick.
She was the real side chick.
And that's her name from now on.
How crazy is that?
So the next question I have for you. What did you learn about yourself during the process of filming and then after seeing the show and the season play out?
I definitely learned that I wear my heart on my sleeve. If I'm in a good mood, you're gonna know. If I'm in a bad mood, you're gonna know.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling happy and lovey-dovey, whatever, you're gonna know. I had a hard time being 100% vulnerable. I'm a very nice, loving, positive person, and I kind of just like amplified that to like 10. I tried to just keep it cool with everybody, and that wasn't my real feelings. Like, that wasn't my real emotions. Like, there's a few times I wanted to pop off on a few people. I have to be able to be like, okay, I can let my guard down or I can be myself. And if I don't feel that's the vibe, I kind of just like close off, and I'm just like, whatever, like, y'all not gonna know what I'm really thinking. You don't even deserve to hear my thoughts. Like, I'm gonna just keep to myself. I kind of was wearing my heart and my emotions on my sleeve a little too much. People kind of took it like, oh, I'm just all in love and all this stuff. And it's like, that wasn't even the case. I had been single and celibate for 2 years, y'all, like 2 straight years.
Just went through probably the worst heartbreak in your life.
Yeah, this is the first man that I'm dating since being single and celibate for 2 years straight and not texting nobody, like nothing.
You felt that way in a long time.
Exactly. You know me, I'm not some ditzy sprung girl at all, and I feel like that's how they portrayed me, and I didn't like that.
They definitely tried to make you ditzy, which is the farthest thing from you, so that bothered me.
I just wish that I would have dated and stuff prior to doing the show. Like, I'm dating again for the first time,
and they're filming
after 2 years, and they're filming me all the time. Emotions were just like on my sleeve at all times.
Be honest, let's be for real. What person goes into dating for the first time after 2 years on national TV with a girl who's lying on them, who's being bitter, who's the ex of the person you're dating now. Like,
that's a very unique situation.
That's a very, like, name another person. Name another person that's at that
nobody
exact situation. Insert Keith Sweat right here. Like,
it was hard.
People should give you some grace in this situation, especially if they really knew the truth about everything that was going down behind the scenes. And of course, I'm gonna give the audience a little bit of grace, even though I don't agree with nothing y'all saying. Not everybody, but the ones that are being haters. I'm gonna give y'all some grace too, because 4 months of filming, and obviously they need to make it into 12, basically 45-minute episodes. So, like, I understand y'all are seeing what they want you to see. That's why we're here, to kind of give a little backstory. And I think the point of this is for people to kind of get to know you, because I even seen comments of people being like, oh, she's so quiet and this and this, and I'm like, that's not really how she is. But you know, a show gotta run off of drama.
If we do go to season 2, I think I'm already used to it now, and I'm like comfortable with it now. Real life, 1. For 2, I don't have people in my business in real life. And now all of a sudden I got these cameras everywhere, and it's like, it's an adjustment. So
you're not a confrontational person, and you try to stay away from the drama as much as possible until it needs to be dealt with.
Right.
Which is why everybody said, oh, you waited till last minute to pop up. A lot of the comments that I've seen especially are just like, she was quiet, she didn't have shit to say. And then that gave the haters more fuel on the fire to be like, she didn't have shit to say the whole season, she was quiet. Now she want to be somebody because she about to lose her job. Like, once again,
my job is
baby. She got her own though anyways. I sat in her bedroom before both of us had kids and watched her we were taking a picture of her playing a fucking video game, and she was making $2,500 off of it to post it.
Literally, I remember that.
On her story, $2,500. Y'all pay that in rent. Like, come on.
I'm gonna just let the season go and just end the summer and not say anything.
Right.
But I ended up speaking up because the lies just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And that's the thing, people don't see what goes on in real life, where it's like, this person is lying on me in real life.
Well, and harassing me.
You
and him.
Yeah, and saying
in real life.
horrible things. And it was just building up. I was like, okay, she's just taking it too far. I didn't watch the episode because I kind of just stopped watching the show because I just didn't like how so much bullshit was shown that wasn't true.
It was just making you into somebody that you know you aren't. Took away of somebody who you're not. And
I don't want to sit and watch myself being misrepresented.
Yeah, so very misrepresented.
I just stopped watching the show. Everything I said probably wasn't shown, but there was a lot of stuff, you know, people assume like, you're going so hard for this man, like everyone wants to make it be about him, but it was like, I had a lot to say to her. It had to do with the fact that she was talking about my home, my children, the father of my children, Neek. And
very invested in Neek and Dwayne too, which has to do with you, so we know the obsession there.
I had been telling Neek, like, you need to confront her on this, you know what I'm saying? And no shade towards Neek at all, like, me and her are good, but she didn't really say anything to Danny about it. And I was like, okay, then I will. I said, quit speaking on the father of my children. Don't speak on our co-parenting situation. So there was a lot that I had to say, and it was like built up, and I let it all out. But of course, you know, they're only going to show the parts where I spoke on Rashad, which is inevitable. Watching the show, I didn't like that turned into like the main storyline either, because I feel like people have a misunderstanding. They think he was like my whole story, which wasn't the case at all. See me launching my business, shout out Meeksy Lashes, we were both wearing them, okay? Like business meetings with a photo shoot, learning how to co-parent better with Dwayne, because this was the first time we're right next door, and me and him had to deal with each other way more than we had to ever, and besides when we were together. And then me dealing with new friendships, because there was a point in time where I kind of felt away about some of the friendships I had going on. And there was a lot of scenes where I talked about that too. And I just feel like everything was more capitalizing on my dating life. False narrative of my dating life. And I'm like, man, I had so much more going on, and just me getting back into my YouTube. There was so much. So I'm a little disappointed that it wasn't shown. I just wish that they would have shown like the productive things I was doing, like navigating my friendship with Neek. You know, you see me and Neek bonding, like talking about relationships and parenting. 100% authentic. Like me and Neek were not friends going into this. Like became cool during this filming process, and not sitting here saying we're the best of friends, but check in every once in a while. She checks in with me. Our sons FaceTime each other. Like me and her we're cool, you know? It's a good thing to show.
And we had spoke on the phone about that while you guys were filming.
Yeah.
And I said, that's a real bitch. Because she sees the family dynamic. Like, her man is your kid's dad. And that's always going to be a family dynamic. And she just was real as fuck. She's just so mature. And I think that helped a lot with you guys building a friendship, too. Because people don't do that.
For sure.
Y'all usually would be enemies in a real life situation, how the world is today.
The stereotype in our generation is like the baby mama and the new girlfriend got a beef, right? And it really doesn't have to be that way. People were kind of, you know, hating on our situation, calling us sister wives. Like, no, we're actually doing things the right way. Dwayne and I may still have things that we deal with, and Neek doesn't get in the way of that. Like, I have my own separate relationship with Neek. I was disappointed that they didn't really show a lot of that, because I feel like that's a really positive thing to put out in the universe, especially in this generation.
And especially on a show like this, right? Especially the basketball world. The new wife or the new girlfriend and the baby mom are usually at odds forever.
The only person you'll see in the basketball world doing that is Derrick Rose. And
I love that.
Love you, Lena. They're doing it the right way. And that's the thing. It's like, people, when you're grown and mature and you don't have feelings for the person anymore, it's like, you can do that.
And that's perfect. That's fun.
Right. Like, I can be in a room with Neek and Dwayne. I feel nothing towards him. It's like, we can all do what we got to do. And it's like, people need to grow up and heal, and then they'll be able to do that.
You got to know when it's your time to just move around. Because, if Danielle wouldn't have came into this situation going crazy and harassing and doing the things she was doing, like, you might have felt some type of way at the beginning, which, of course, everybody does. That's human nature.
Yeah.
But if you would have just been calm and confronted things maturely and did it how it was supposed to be done, like that sit down that they had, like, if you would have done that from the jump, obviously it would have made for a different season. But if you would have done that from the jump and not been so hostile and coming in throwing shade and doing this and doing that, like, you might have felt away and you might be sad and you might be hurt. But at the end of the day, things could have turned around like they did for Neek and MacKenzie. Yeah. In the pilot, they were screaming at each other at a bowling alley. And now they can sit on the phone without Dwayne around and have whole conversations and check in, and they can live a couple doors down and their kids can go back and forth to each other's houses. And even Neek's mom and Janae, like, they were super cool. I even got to know them a little bit. Like, I rode with them back from Chanel's birthday party. Like, in what world does that really happen? Not a lot. That's how it should be. People need to aim for, like you said, Elena and Derrick's situation, because from what I see, it looks like they have a lot of fun and nothing's weird, and the kids all get to be together with their moms.
And that's what people should be like, wow, that's great. Like, those kids are happy. It's the kids' happiness that matters. And as a parent, like, you're supposed to be selfless. And
not one kid doesn't need to feel like, oh, they're with their mom and dad. Like, in a situation like that, both kids can be with their moms and their dad.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to feel weird.
Because kids feel that.
Kids do. Kids feel energy. I feel like you gravitate towards your mom, and I feel like women and mothers hold so much power, and that's why we have to be the bigger person in those situations. Like, I just feel like there's kind of like just like different emotions with mom and dad. So I feel like it's up to the women.
Which is also true in my situation. Like, my mom's boyfriend, and I'm not saying I don't like my dad's girlfriend because she's cool, but my mom's boyfriend, I'm so happy, and like, he's so sweet and he's so nice, and I don't feel a way having like any type of relationship with him. 29 years old, and it's hard for me to my dad's girlfriend. Like, I'm nice to her and she's very nice, but it's even hard for me. I'm like, what would my mom feel? Like, I don't want to hurt my mom's feelings.
Right. And that's like that bond with a mother and a child. So I just feel like as mothers, we need to set the tone and show our kids, like, it's okay. Like, if you feed your kids negative thoughts and opinions, like, that's just, you're only going to damage your kids. So.
What is your biggest regret from the season?
Not speaking up soon enough. I'm just such a calm, patient person.
Non-confrontational.
And I'm the type where it's like, if it were to be like you in the situation and I'm witnessing it, like my friends, my kids, my family, my man, like I'm quick to like defend them, and like I don't do that for myself. So I think like that's just naturally how I am. Like I know that I have such tough skin, and I'm like, I can handle it, and I really don't care about a lot. Like it takes a lot to like piss me off or to get to me.
You've had years of being on the internet and having people you don't know personally talking about you, and you had to learn how to judging you. You had to learn how to brush that under the rug. So yeah, you have tough skin. So when it comes to you, you'd be like, okay, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about me. But when it comes to your people, which is also how I am with you, if y'all ain't see me in all them comments, because I be going fucking in. I don't care. I ain't got nothing to lose, baby. My job ain't gonna fire me over this. Like, fuck.
But that's the thing. Like, I go hard for everyone else. I don't always go so hard for myself. Not because I don't think I deserve it. Just because I'm like, I'm good. I can handle it. Like, I don't care. Yeah. I feel like my calmness got taken for weakness.
It did. And the real know what it was. We have our little talks during filming.
Yeah.
What you should and shouldn't said.
But I know. Reality TV is like, I said a lot. And I learned that when you say too much, it can bite you in the ass later, because then it gives them the ability to
twist it,
and to edit it and chop it in whatever way they want.
It's on a soundbite.
Yep. Save so much audio. It's like they can do whatever with it. My words got used against me because they got chopped and screwed and like rearranged.
How did it feel to have everyone involved in your love life?
Rashad and I had only been seeing each other exclusively, only seeing one another for 2 months when we filmed that dinner scene. For me to ask him to come film with me, and your ex/baby mama is there, that was like big for him to do that for me, because he does not do the internet. He definitely didn't want anything to do with this show. I see married men or men in relationships for years who are like telling their girls like no. Yeah. A lot of like men think that way. Like Dwayne didn't want to film either. Yeah. I know Lindsay had to press her husband to film.
He said that on Twitter.
Yeah, Rashad is so low key. Like if you know, like, don't do none of this stuff. So at that dinner scene, I was the one being like, I'm not rushing a relationship. You know everything I went through with my ex. I like what we're doing. I was like, the girls in this group are like pressuring me to have a title for this. Everyone keeps asking me if you're my boyfriend. We were not in a relationship at that time, but I purposely would be like, oh, my man, because everyone was in my business. I'm like, okay, y'all motherfuckers so pressed to know what I have going on with this man. I'm gonna just show y'all how happy I am all the time to piss y'all off, because y'all are fucking worried about my life for what? Don't know.
Telling lies.
Weird. And we had like a 3-hour long talk at that dinner table, how we want to date the right way. We don't want to mess this up.
That both got out of very toxic relationships.
Exactly. Plus, it's like we're doing this long distance now. Yeah. Because I'm not home.
There was a lot of factors.
There's a lot of factors that played a role into that, and people just don't know, but that's okay. I was saying at the table, I'm not forcing a title. Like, I want us to naturally keep building the relationship. And I was like, do you think we're building like the relationship we want to create? And he's like, yes, whatever. My producer was like, why do you have an attitude? This man is telling you like he's never felt this way about a woman before, professing his love to you. Like, why do you have an attitude? And I was like, because the conversation him and I had about us not having a title yet, I was like, I already know that's going to get like twisted the wrong way. And it did.
And you had called me about that.
And I told you how the combo went. Yeah. At that table for 3 hours, y'all see 2 minutes. Now I'm asking you a couple questions. Okay. So, and these are just off the rip, just off the top of my head. So, being my best friend and being the closest person to me besides my mom, how was it to watch me on the show compared to
knowing you in real life?
Knowing me in real life, yeah.
I really liked how they showed you at the beginning, because you stuck up for Ashley, and that's how you are. You don't give a fuck who likes you. You don't give a fuck who. I don't care what you got to say. That's my friend. Going into the second episode, the minute Danielle stepped her foot on the fucking scene, it's all about you and bashing you, and it's a lie against you, and the season ends up doing like a whole turn in the second episode to be focused, like you said,
like coming
on your story, a narrative that's not even true.
Right.
So in the second episode, it felt like it took a turn into a false narrative, and lies got ran with, and it turned from semi-drama, which is what a show's about, to like beyond drama. And then as it got further into the season, like there was little things that bothered me, comments that were being made under posts, and people being like, you're delusional, and this is a ditzy dumb bitch, blah blah blah, which is like the farthest thing from you. The show, I feel like, kind of made you look desperate. And once again, I know that's not the case. So I never agreed with that. And I never personally felt like you look like that. I do.
Because you know, like, the real, and you know me, and you know, like, you witnessed, like, my love life and all that stuff.
Exactly. Things were edited out to make things that were said sound different than what they were.
Right.
And then also, I was also trying to look at it from a point of view like, okay, I know you in real life. I know everything about you. So I know you're not being dumb. I know what's being said behind closed doors. I know how Rashad is. I've been around him. I've been around y'all. But I knew the show was making it look like you were being dumb and you were being desperate, which we all know you're not desperate. I seen those DMs.
I will never like name drop because I just feel like that's corny, but it's like when strangers are like, oh, you're going out sad or you're desperate for a dude and stuff. It's like, if you knew who I've had access to and who I can have access to,
baby, you would be going out sad thinking about it.
You would be like starstruck.
Yeah, I was not with the narrative that the show put across about the delusional, because she's the farthest thing from delusional. And y'all don't even really know what's going on in her life right now. People always want to make it seem like she pressed to be with him, whatever, that she the one pressing, but y'all don't even know who the one pressing is. And if you really knew, if we want to go back in the past, this Rashad's dream girl, let's be fucking for real. There's been a time in this where he wanted her and she wanted nothing to do with it. So if we really want to go there.
2018, I think. It was like New Year's 2018.
Exactly.
And he was trying to get at me, and I was like, no. That's without talking to somebody at the time, though, and I'm a loyal ass bitch.
Yeah, it just goes to show if you were so pressed to be with Rashad Bond,
right,
you would have been done it. Like,
even before the show, people have like a misunderstanding about me is they think that I'm just like
gold digger.
Yeah, like a
which is crazy.
Jersey chaser or something. It's like Rashad and Dwayne are the only two basketball players I've ever been with.
Yeah.
I did date an NFL player before, but that's another sport. We're not talking about that. We're talking about basketball.
If I'm not mistaken, he came to you and he came to you heavy.
Oh yeah.
Heavy.
Very
like
heavy.
To the point where you didn't even know what you wanted in that situation.
I know. And I moved to Charlotte and I should have stayed here. That's another story.
A lot of this will also, maybe not in depth, some of that type of stuff, but a lot of stuff you guys want to know about it, well, not even really me, but her.
You too.
Will be covered in our podcast too, and a lot of stories or a lot of the things we've covered in this video today. The podcast will be used as an outlet to really get in depth and really have like harder conversations.
So didn't you feel like they made me look away? I agree with that too. I feel like, you know me, like I'm very funny and like goofy and silly. I feel like they took like my silliness and my goofiness and try to like make that my identity. And I'm like, I have a brain. Like just because I like to be silly doesn't mean there's no intellect behind who I am, you know?
I mean, there's plenty of smarts and brain, but yes, you've always been really goofy. And I mean, that's another part of the show that I really didn't like, because at the ending episode when they were going for their massages, they were having like a voiceover while the girls were getting their massage, and everybody else's voiceover was like kind of serious and like it seemed like in their feelings, and then they made hers like, I have to pee, should I have to get up and pee or something? And I'm just like, y'all really trying to play on that ditzy bitch, and that's like really
so
like
weird.
That's truly not even close to who she is. Like it's honestly like weird. I can't even look at you and be like, you ditzy bitch. Like,
right.
There's
like,
nothing about you ditzy.
The two don't correlate at all. So it's just like, what? And that was weird to me too, because I didn't speak not once during that massage. So it's like, obviously that was audio from another time where I was like probably telling Ashley how to pee or whatever in private, and I had my mic on, and then it got used in that moment. So yeah, I
just
agree.
To go along with, once again, a false narrative of who you are bothered me too, because I don't know if the whole season was edited at one time, but it's like a lot of shit felt like it was going off the comments, like of what the haters were saying.
Witnessing, you know, my dating life and stuff, how did you feel when you saw that the dinner scene that got chopped and screwed to make me look crazy when I'm not crazy?
I know people will probably disagree with me being on your business, but I can't help it. I didn't like that at all, and I hated that. I was actually very mad. I don't care. He probably don't give a fuck. And I don't either. But I was really mad at him.
Yeah.
Like, as if I was in y'all relationship. I'm like, dog, you had one fucking chance to really let people know the truth about what's really going on with y'all.
But he did, they just don't show it.
Yeah.
Which is very, like, disappointing, you know?
But I also wasn't there, and I'll never see that. Because, obviously, it's thrown away now.
Right.
I was mad at him because I'm like, it's just certain things you just shouldn't say at all. Because,
just
come on,
like,
we filming a TV show that they can edit, and we know you can edit. Whether we've been on a TV show or not, we know everything can be edited. So I was really mad at him because...
Are you still mad at him?
I mean, I'm not mad at him about that. I guess I will say, just on some real shit, I am upset with him, and it makes me feel like I can't connect with him on like a brotherly level as your boyfriend, because of the fact that all this is going on and people are literally trying to eat you alive on the internet. And I'm out here fucking, bitch, I got my combat boots on, going to war, got my fucking AK out, ready to fucking shoot, and I'm literally like, people are like, bitch, get a life. I'm like, little you know, I got 2 kids, I'm working 2 jobs right now, still replying to y'all, I'm in the club replying to y'all. Like, I don't care, because I just like, it's kind of fun to me too, because I'm just like, you fucking losers don't even know. So I'm gonna say what I gotta say. The other thing is I know the truth, so I know everything I'm writing is like the truth. Easy. I'm like, I'm not sitting here lying to stick up for my friend. I didn't have to sit and think for 10 minutes what I'm gonna say. Like, no, I'm gonna say that shit because I'm sick of these people putting this false narrative. This bitch done put a false narrative. This
get you a Haley. Get you a friend who loves you this much.
Yeah, girl, put a false narrative out here, and now it's been months since this false narrative's been out. And so I'm gonna say what I gotta say. I sat quiet out of respect for Kenzie, because I know she's not confrontational, and I know she wasn't confronting it, so who am I to confront it? But the minute it was one tweet, and I was like, bitch, time to go to war, let's go. Get in my motherfucking army truck. Like, seriously. No, I was like, okay, now all the shit coming out.
Well, no, in my own way, on my own time, I'm gonna slowly expose the lies and whatever, but I do think he should speak up. There's a whole nother side, aka the truth.
Yeah. And then that's just like going back on what I was saying about him.
So like you basically feel like he should be like defending me more publicly.
And like I said, it doesn't even have to be a direct response to like anything anybody's saying. I think just like it could be something so small that he could do that could really just shut everything down. So I do feel a way about that. And if you want to come holler at me, I'm just saying.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Make sure to comment below if you have any other questions or comments.
Like she said, if you guys have any questions, please put them down below. We'll make a part 2. We'll make a Q&A video, whatever you want. And also stay tuned for our podcast. It's coming soon. Yes. We're getting it all together.
The mic's here. We just got to get
the mic on.
We're getting ready for y'all.
And if there's anything you guys think you will want us to cover on future episodes in our podcast, also drop it down below.
All right.
Okay. Bye.